right, we're getting ready to go live on Facebook for
Our shades up today, we can see out.
Shades of Green. Say hi, Paul. Nope, don't say hi, Paul. He can't hear me. He's got headphones on. Louise, Scott, Les, say
2,
hi.
3, 4.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is Shades of Green on KDWN 720 AM in Las Vegas. Our show is produced by Green Alliance, and I'm your host, Paul Ira. Our guests today are Les Lazareck, Louise Helton, and Scott Shaw from One Sun Solar. We also have our co-host Stan Hannell from Drive Clean Energy Las Vegas, and our producer Annette Bubeck, who will be capturing the show from Facebook Live. Facebook Live audience, you are welcome to ask questions. Just text them into Annette. If listeners have questions for Les, Louise, Stan, or Scott, our call-in number is 702-257-5396. That's 702-257-KDWN. Today's focus is legislation and solar. We're going to start out with Louise and have her give us a little update on legislation. What's going on up there in Carson City?
Oh man, it's heating up, I have to tell you. You know, the last time I was here, we were just talking about how they had just kicked off the legislature and the Energy Committee had just received a wonderful sort of a ground-laying information from a great panel of folks. So it really helped the citizen legislators get up to speed with some of the issues and some of the facts about the industry. Because energy, I think we're all coming to know just what a critical piece it is to all of us in our world today. It used to be something you just took for granted, but it isn't anymore. There's so many things going on with opportunities that never existed before, and we want to make sure that those opportunities exist for us, our citizens here in Nevada, just as much as they are all over the country. So Scott Shaw and I have been walking through this wonderful maze of how all the legislation has been developed over the last few years. I think everybody that's probably listening has remembered that our state virtually was shut down with the renewable energy based on an unfortunate decision by the Public Utility Commission. That happened over a year ago, and since then the industry has just disappeared. So Scott and I have been really looking for those green shoots of opportunities of how we can bring the industry back, and it's going to have to be through policy. So we were looking to the PUCN to reverse some decisions and hopefully see the wisdom in doing that. We can say that up north, Scott, you want to tell them what happened?
Right. I think really ultimately this is going to have to come from leadership out of Carson City. It shouldn't the energy policy shouldn't be left up to the PUCN. It should be left up to the legislatures, who then hand it to the PUCN with a firm set of clear laws and regulations.
Mm-hmm. And the thing that was really great was they got so much guidance from the governor's task force on energy. They convened and they really vetted some marvelous policies. And they did all their convening over last summer and finally adopted all of their recommendations for this legislative session last September, and we're seeing them come into reality in actual bills for this session.
That, and they used actual factual data
to make those decisions. Mm-hmm.
It
was so transparent. It was so refreshing to see stakeholders from all over bring their information and recommendations that could be really vetted and actively argued about. And it was a wonderful process that was used that brought out all of these great recommendations.
Yeah, they also looked at other states and what worked well in other states that were dissimilar from Nevada and similar to Nevada. And I would have to say that Senator Spearman has done an excellent job of trying to educate her fellow legislators up in Carson City.
Yeah, and Chris Brooks is new to the legislature this session, but he's also been doing a great job, and between the two of them, their leadership, we're seeing the difference. So just to give you an idea of some of the things that are actually on the ground right now in the legislature, just last week Bill 140 SB 146 was heard. That one really covers a lot of things. It's really wanting to lay the groundwork for a real plan for renewable energy, and they're taking into consideration with that bill energy storage, They're looking at electric vehicles. I mean, it's a really wonderful, comprehensive bill that would give us some real groundwork and framework for good energy policy to fill in. So that bill was heard last week. The thing that's important for us to keep our eye on the calendar is that all of the bills have to be heard by a committee and pass through that committee by April 14th, or they die. So it's really important to front and load all the good policies to make sure they make it through and have a chance to be voted on. So luckily AB 146 has made it through that first hurdle. And now coming up this week, we've got two bills that we're excited about. One is AB 270. Now AB 270 responds directly to the Public Utility Commission decision of December 2015. It actually responds to all those over 100,000 people who signed petitions saying we need to have net metering back. This is a bill that would do that. So this is everybody's opportunity to get behind this legislation and let their legislators know that they support this. You know, we all signed those petitions and hoped for the best. We didn't get to be on the ballot for that initiative last time, but this is our chance to really be heard. That bill is actually going to be heard this Thursday in the Energy Committee. Now, for people who aren't familiar with this process, it's really it can be a very user-friendly process. We're here in Las Vegas. We can't make it to Carson City so easily, but anybody who would like to, all they have to do is go to the Grant Sawyer building, which is at Washington and Las Vegas Boulevard. The hearing rooms are on the 4th floor. You just go in there like you belong there, because you do. and you just show up for the Energy Committee meeting, which should be in the afternoon. It should convene around 2 or 2:30. It's sort of squishy in that way because the Energy Committee is going to meet right after the Commerce Committee is done, and nobody's quite sure how long that's going to go. But this bill is going to be an excellent opportunity for us to get our net metering back.
And that's this Thursday.
This Thursday.
So that's great. So all you greenies out there, get over there and support this. And we're going to talk some more about this when we come back to
It's
Shades
the
of Green.
Greenies and the Smarties.
And the Smarties. Here you go. Thanks. We'll be right back.